Hello, scientists. Today we will read the book What If You Had an Animal Nose, and we will look for examples of structure and function. Now, if you have your packet, you can work right along with Miss Bush while I read the book. The packet looks like this, and we are on page 2 for What If You Had an Animal Nose. If you did not get a packet, it was at the material handout, and it came with a packet and with a baggie. The baggie is staying on a shelf, waiting for the right time, and the packet is our work here today. I'm going to make this video a little different than the video yesterday, and feel free to tell me, third graders, which one you like better. Today I'm going to make it all in one video. And here we go. Let me see. There. I'm going to make the book big for you. What if you had an animal nose? What if one day when you woke up and looked in the mirror, the nose on your face wasn't yours? What if overnight a wild animal's nose took place? Tapir. Miss Bush filled in the blanks for you for this one. A tapir is a plant-eating animal with a very handy nose. Its nose moves and bends to grab leaves off a branch or push fruit into the tapir's mouth. A tapir's nose is joined with its upper lip. It bends and moves so well because it is made of muscle. Once a nose is that big and movable, it is called a proboscis. That's a cool word. All right, fact. Tapirs mainly eat at night, so they bend their noses in all directions to sniff out food in the dark. If you had a tapir snout, you could catch a home run ball, even with your hands full. Check it out. Maybe I need a tapir nose. And if you are following along with your worksheet, you will see Miss Bush has filled in the very first one, so the tapir is the first animal. What is the structure? That's the part, and specifically it's a nose that moves and bends. And what is the function of the tapir's nose? It can grab leaves off a branch, or it could catch that baseball with your hands full. So listen up, everyone. The next blank is for the cottontail rabbit, and we are looking right here for the function. Cottontail rabbit. A rabbit's nose is packed with smell sensors, and rabbit noses twitch for many different reasons. A rabbit wiggles its nose up and down to pull more air in when it sniffs. Can any of you wiggle your nose? My brother can do it. My brother cannot move his eyes or his eyebrows and make his nose move. It's a cool trick. No, my brother's a grown-up now. Yeah, he's a dad with 3 kids, but he can still wiggle his nose. A rabbit's nose twitches faster when it is interested or excited, sometimes as many as 120 times a minute. How many times could you twitch your nose in a minute? All right, fact. Rabbits have long, super sensitive whiskers on either side of their nose. These whiskers help rabbits feel if a space is big enough to squeeze through, even in the dark. If you had a rabbit's nose, your twitching nose would show your school spirit. That would be like one more way to add to a dance. All right, let's hope this computer works. Good, computer, keep being good. Right here is your very first blank for your worksheet. I'll change the color so you can watch me fill it in. You need to fill this in. What could we write? What was the function of the nose? The nose is packed with smell sensors, and it's a nose that can wiggle. Think, think, think. Do you have a thought? What's the function? Maybe we could write, why is it packed with smell sensors? It can smell more, right? And why does it have a nose that can wiggle? It can pull in more air. And why does a rabbit need to smell so much? What did it tell us? Oh, it has 2 things it helps with. It can help it find food and know when predators are coming. Friends, I wrote a lot there. Why don't you focus on this? Right now, that part that I highlighted, that's a really good place to start. Hit pause on your video and go ahead and fill those in. Really, you can fill those in right now. Okay, if you hit pause, you should be done now. You can hit play. And now we are looking for the elephant. We need to fill in the structure But Miss Bush helped you out by filling in the function. I wrote sniff smells from lots of directions, even up high. Can lift and carry heavy things, can pull in water. It sounds like there's 1, 2, 3 functions for the elephant's nose. Here we go. Let's read about it. Elephant. An elephant's nose may be the most useful nose on the planet. Maybe I'll pick that one for me. All right. An elephant's trunk can sniff smells from lots of directions, even from up high. It can lift and carry something as heavy as a big log. An elephant also uses its trunk to pull in water, as much as 2 gallons at a time. Then it sprays a drink in its mouth or gives itself a shower. Fact, the tip of an elephant's trunk works like fingers. It can pick up something as little as a peanut and pop it into its mouth. That's amazing that it can pick up big and little things. If you had an elephant's trunk, you wouldn't need to go to a water park in the summer. Now I think Miss Bush wants an elephant trunk. That would be a good nose. So you need to write in a structure for the elephant. What was the structure about it? It's a really long nose. Oh, it's a trunk. You could write the word trunk. Or you could write a description. It's a really long nose, right? That can smell and pick up water. So that's called a trunk. Right now, you can hit pause on the video and you can write the word trunk for your blank. Do you know where to do this? Come here. I know this can be kind of new, so as long as this work is new, let Miss Bush help. Write in the word trunk and hit pause. Hit play once you have this word written in, and we will go on to grizzly bears. Okay, you should be ready now. The next animal is grizzly bear. Do you see this as a data table? That's an important thing scientists use to organize information. This part of our data table is for the animals. So here, tapir, cottontail rabbit, elephant, grizzly bear, those are the animals. This part of our data table is all of the structures. They're all noses, but they're different noses. And this part of our data table is the function. So when we're filling in these data tables, we are learning how to organize science information. And we're learning about the structures and functions of animals. And Miss Bush is imagining what nose she will draw a picture of herself with. I'm still thinking, I like the elephant. Grizzly bear. A grizzly bear's nose is packed with smell sensors. No wonder this bear is a champ at tracking down food, sometimes over a mile away. It needs to find and eat all the food it can before winter. That's when a grizzly bear goes into a deep sleep called hibernation and usually doesn't eat at all. What? I get hungry after 3 hours some days. Can you imagine not eating anything for the winter? Fact, the smell sensing areas in a grizzly bear's nose are 100 times bigger than humans. Look how big that nose is. What is that girl doing? It looks like she's out celebrating the holiday Halloween. If you had a grizzly bear's nose, you could sniff out all your favorite goodies and only trick or treat at the best houses. That would be fun for kids who celebrate Halloween. Okay, for grizzly bear, you need to fill in the function. Do you know what to write in that spot yet? This is still the first week that we're doing this project. I'm going to ask you to do some of these yourself other days, but I can still help today. So let's see. Did it tell us in the book? It's a champ at tracking down food. So why does it have a nose packed with smell sensors? To track food. And instead of the word track, if you don't like that word, you could write to find food. Not fod, food with 2 O's. Okay, hit pause on the video, and on your worksheet packet, you should be filling it in right now to find food for the grizzly bear. Hit pause. Okay, if you hit pause, you should be done now. Now you have one more blank on this worksheet. Take a look. You pick the animal, pick the structure, pick the function. I will read the rest of the book, but when you hear one that you like, hit pause and you can fill it in. And I'm still thinking I want that elephant trunk. That's what I would like, but you can pick the one you would like for you. A warthog. A warthog's nose isn't pretty, but it's the perfect food finder. Oh, that sounds like a function, to find food. First, the warthog uses its strong sense of smell to sniff out the underground roots and bulbs it likes to eat. Those are like the tulip bulbs that we planted when you were second graders. Okay, so then the warthog rolls its nose around to dig in the soft soil with some of its tusks. Oh, those are diggers. So it has a structure as the tusks. The function is to dig down to get to the food. All right, finally, the warthog uses its nose to lift the dirt out of the hole until it finds the roots or bulbs to munch. Fact, warthogs greet each other with nose-to-nose bumps. Ooh, nose bump. That'd be a funny way to say hi to someone. If you had a warthog's nose, you would never need anything but your nose to build sandcastles. All right, the sandcastle is cool, but now I'm imagining, what if for a morning meeting greeting, you did the warthog greeting where it's a nose bump? How would you do that on a Google Meet? All right, you guys can think of that. I'll keep reading the book. Oh no, Miss Bush found a word she doesn't know how to say. Saiga. This is the second word I don't know how to say for you to ask me at Google Meet. Saiga? I wonder if it's an A or more of the I sound or ah. Saga or sage. We'll have to look this up. A saiga is a sheep-sized antelope with a proboscis. Oh, we learned that word already. Its proboscis is lined with hairs and snotty mucus, like boogers, like snot, making it perfect for filtering out dust. Oh, that's a good reason to have boogers. That's important because the saiga's homeland is often dry and dusty. Herds of saigas live together and kick up a lot of dust traveling in search of grass to eat. Our noses filter out dust too, but we don't have as big of a noise as this animal. Some saigas live in parts of Russia where winters are very cold. The saiga's big nose heats up icy air as the saiga breathes in. Look at how it must grow a winter coat for the winter. All right, what would it be like if you had this nose? I think it could come in handy in Minnesota. If you had a saiga's nose, you would never notice when a room was dusty. Oh, see, they're thinking about the dust. But I'm thinking in a Minnesota winter, I would always breathe in warm air. We get pretty cold winters here. So if you want to fill in that one, hit pause on the video and write down what you thought about that animal. Our next animal is a star-nosed mole, and it's just amazing how many different animals there are in the world. A star-nosed mole is a small burrowing animal that uses its nose to find dinner in the dark underground and sometimes even underwater. The star-nosed mole uses its nose to smell. The function is to smell. But it also uses it to feel for food. Oh, it has two functions for the nose, to feel for food. Its nose has 22 fleshy rays around the nostrils. These are always moving and quick as a blink. The mole knows if its nose touches food, like a worm or an insect. Fact, to smell underwater, the star-nosed mole blows bubbles and then sniffs, pulling the air bubbles into its nose past its smell sensors. I'm going to let you zoom in on this picture. That's the nose. Where my thumb is, that's the nose. So what would happen if you had a star-nosed mole nose? Well, you'd look really different, and what would you do? If you had a star-nosed mole's nose, you could find a midnight snack without turning on the kitchen light. Okay, if this is the one you want to write about, hit pause and fill in your blanks. Rhinoceros. Okay, what would you do with a rhino nose? A rhinoceros is the only animal with a horn on its nose. It's made up of layers of keratin, the same stuff that human hair and fingernails are made of. Male rhinos use their horns to duel for mates. Females use theirs to guard their babies, though they're smart mamas. Besides having a horn, a rhino has A nose has a keen sense of smell to find leaves and